Hello all. Sorry to say, my basement flooded, so I'm not going to be there today for you to explain your graffiti art project. So let me just run through Canvas and some of the basics of that to explain it to you so that you don't feel lost when you're doing your work today and Thursday. So today, Tuesday, you guys are reading the last chapter of our book, Long Way Down. You're completing the long way down floor two close reading questions, and you're completing the ending reflection for our book. So that's the remainder of the work for our book. The rest of class today will be spent on the first part of your graffiti art project's development. And then Thursday, you will finish the graffiti art project development. So the chapter reading and the reflection on the ending of Long Way Down are pretty straightforward. Those are in your Google Master document. If you're one of the students who've been allowed to talk through discussion questions, you can talk through floor two, close reading, and the ending reflection. All right, now listen up so I can explain the graffiti art project to you. I've already mentioned that you guys are going to be designing a work of graffiti art that is your own personal self-expression. And this will go from a written description of your concept and the various parts of your artwork that you're going to create. And then next week, you will actually create this work of art based on what you have designed. So the first part is the first part is the prompt for this assignment. You can see here. I have pasted this material in your own personal Google Master document beneath the long way down questions. So the same document where you're answering your questions and you're doing your reflection on our book, scroll down and find the graffiti artwork project heading for that work. So as I say here, you're producing a work of art that's personal self-expression and it has a complex meaning. So this isn't something quickly drafted where you're talking about how much you love sports or whatever it might be. This is you communicating a message to your viewers, either a personal thing about yourself or some sort of social commentary that you would like to make, but it should be connected with your identity and things that matter to you in the concept of, I don't know, sophisticated personalities. So your concept is the first part. You should express yourself in a personal expression. You must construct a complex meaning and then be able to communicate that message through your image, through the various parts of your image. So any subject matter works, although it does need to be school appropriate. You should, for this section, write a description of what you're thinking is the concept behind your work. So your concept is where you take ideas that you have and you put them together into a broader thing that you are developing and expressing. Part two, inspiration images, is you locating existing works of art, works of graffiti art that you want to use for inspiration for your work. So search on the internet, find three works that you think you like the artistic style, you like the concepts behind them, whatever it might be, something that you are going to use to inspire your artwork. So as I say, you're collecting subject matter references, and I give you some examples there. And these are things that are what you're representing in your image. The other type of references are your artistic style references. If you want a particular color scheme, if you want to have certain aesthetics in the representation, those are those. So this part's easy. You're just collecting inspiration images and you're briefly describing what you're going to take from each of them. Now the more complex part is here, the artwork design. So as you can see, this is something that is complex and needs time to develop. So based on your concept that you've already talked about in the earlier section, now go and design an artwork that will capture that. So in your artwork, every artwork, you have a primary image, the major aspects of your work of art, and you have subordinate aspects of your image, things that are background or secondary. So your primary image will represent your subject, your meaning, and your message, and it will be either a single central feature or thing, or 2 to 3 related things. So you're describing your preliminary image there in 40 words. Then you are describing two secondary aspects of your image. So if my image were representing, say, a key figure connected with a social movement, my subordinate images might be pieces, representations of things that are connected with that person or with that cause. So if you're anti-war, maybe you're representing some sort of stylized war scene in the middle, and then you're representing figures that show the consequences of war in the secondary. It doesn't have to be yours. Yours can be much more personal. Once you have your subordinate aspects, choose elements of art and design principles that you want to use. The list is provided here. You can see all of them laid out. You also have a presentation that I've created for you that tells you what those are and represents them. If you're unsure, you can also do research about what exactly the elements of art are and how they're used. So you're choosing 4 elements of art and 3 design principles, and you're writing about how you want to use them. The last part to help you understand what it is that you should write for these sections that I just went to is this example artwork, also in the document. Just keep scrolling. So you can see here the eyeball with the secondary images around it, color scheme and elements of art and all that stuff. So this part here is my written description of this artwork, talking about the pieces that you should be writing about your artwork. So in my discussion, I'm not talking about meaning of the artwork. I'm only talking about the artistic elements of this artwork. So that part, the meaning, will be what you develop yourself. So as I say, the primary image in this image is the eye and the viewer who's represented in the reflection on the eye. The eye connects directly to us by looking at us, and it is this large and central part of the work of art. Subordinate aspects are the color scheme, the style of drawing the eyelashes and the eyebrow, the texture of the squares of color set here, and the other elements like the water pipe that is connected with the central image. Compositional structure is how everything is laid out in the work of art. In this case, it's the eye at the center, color fields and details on either side of it. And in this case, there is a stylized movement that your eye follows across the eyeball that's created by texture and by color scheme. So all of that I described here in detail here. This is the part after you are developing your concept and your meaning. This part here, explanation, is what you're going to provide to me verbally when you have finished your work of art. So today you're not developing that, you are only developing these parts. Your concept, inspiration images, and your artwork design. So you will finish the concept and images today, and then next class you will have all class to do your artwork design. This gives you about 30 to 40 minutes more than I would have given you if I were there. So you need to finish this section, Graffiti Artwork Project Development. If questions arise, ask one of your classmates or talk through these with your classmates. Good examples of people who could help explain this to you would be Jimmy. Isaac probably would understand the concepts here with no problem as well. Not to say that the rest of you don't understand, only that these are good resources for you to help understand. Sorry to say I won't be around to answer questions, so just do the best you can. If you are uncertain, put down what you think will work and we will figure out and adjust if necessary when I'm back. Take care, guys. I will see you next week. Sorry to drop out so soon and not do this with you in person.